All right, all good. So, yesterday, let's talk about yesterday real quick. So, what we had, one outlet. This is now 60. Cool. All right. So, yesterday, made a boo boo that this level that I tried to take a buy from. Sorry, take it to sell. So idea I think was fairly sound. Not upset with the idea. As an entry model, but so what I was looking for was we shorted around this area yesterday. Well, I shorted anyway. So price pushed up into this area. I thought there was a good chance that we could go down. And I was targeting this demand area, this purple. This like sort of blue box with the purple outline. And I was aware of the support resistance area on the 4 hour across here, like so. I was aware of this one. So resistance, support. I really like that zone across here. But I thought we were going to, like when I was looking, I thought we might have like tapped into this zone here before doing this kind of move. Just couldn't quite get there, and then afterwards I was just like, well, I just wanted to like look at this zone a little bit closer. And I think I rushed it yesterday, but when I put the session candles on again, I realized why I use this zone as the zone. So it was like New York highs over here. It was kind of like the base of the New York session before it launched. So I really should have paid a lot. I should have been much more respectful of this zone rather than looking for sells too close to it. Because we had this level, this little area of consolidation as well, that I probably should have been much more patient to see what it's going to do here. And in fact, given that it was so close to this area, to actually trade up to that zone. And then if it could break above that, then it was clear to trade to the next level that I had. But it was one of those days, and we've seen a few of these days recently, which is incredibly annoying, where it's just this one-sided move, like so, when it's just basically just grinding up this entire session, like so. And when that happens, okay, when it just grinds up like that, it doesn't take much of anything. All they need is a sniff of an excuse to completely liquidate. And this is definitely an engineered move. London bought here. They pump price up. Okay, they pump price up, and then they're selling they're selling to that strength. So what they're doing is kind of like a one-day play. They've just pushing up, created all this demand because they're institutional buying, create demand, sell into that strength. By the time that it gets to the New York session and it's sort of flattening out, you've got to think the institutional demand that started here is likely all gone. And then we had PPI news in the US as well. So there's probably a bit of a risk element that they wanted to be out before the PPI news. The news comes out and it was pretty low inflation for the producer side. But what they also price sort of pulled back a little bit. But what really triggered this move here was just complete liquidity grab. This was a forced liquidity from leaked rumors out of a White House official, an unnamed White House official. To me, it just means like it's a grey man, basically, someone that doesn't exist. Otherwise, who is this official that leaked saying that Trump was going to fire Powell? All it was is just a headline, and that headline got into the news, most likely purposely leaked. Algorithms, when they catch anything to do with Trump firing power or central bank figures getting shaken up, that would have just induced algorithmic trading to force to instantly sell. Every time prices breaking lows, more sellers get in. Basically just institutions like algorithmic traders, like just mindless robots just doing this. But because the institutions themselves, they've bought up this rally and engineered this demand, because they're actually out of the trade before the PPI comes out, it doesn't take much for them to do this like kind of forced liquidation. And really just all it hurts is people that seen this move late and decided that they're going to buy the dips to get in, or let London Open go by and then see that London's quite strong, and then they buy high at a much worse price, and they're the ones that are left holding the bag. The news comes out, it's just a foil. But when that news comes out, it could have been anything. The news is the excuse. The news is the cover, gets everyone looking and think, oh, this makes a lot of sense, that this sell-off was purely because of that headline. But didn't matter what headline it was going to be. It would have been any headline they would have used to facilitate this kind of manipulation. So you just got to be really careful when you see this one-sided move. This is like, it can be really hard to spot these one-sided moves. Sorry, it can be really hard to anticipate this kind of smash and grab liquidity model. But for you, what you need to look for is this one-sided move in the previous session, because this is not how price should move. It only moves like that is when institutions are trying to engineer demand. And we've seen a few examples of that in recent times, like this one. This is all this does is create pent-up demand. And you know that New York, when they did this, they're out of the position. Price just does nothing for a good session and a half. This is pre-CPI. So another big impactful event. CPI comes out, and then what we get is we just get a pretty prompt reversal of this entire move. Now, another example of this last week was the Wednesday, July 9, the trade deadline. The 90-day trade deadline expiring. You get the same thing, one-sided news. When you get this one-sided news, you got to be very careful, because it's just going to take a sniff of anything. And again, for a day and a half, nothing happens. Institutions created that demand, selling into that strength. They're out of the position entirely. Now you get Trump sending a letter to EU, 30% tariffs, and then you get a complete, reversal. So what to watch for? Not to try and anticipate this move, because if you didn't get the news, nothing would have happened. But when you do see this kind of one-sided move, you got to think that institutions, they were in, and now that this once we're up here and price is stalling, if you got to understand that this is very shaky ground now. That if price is pushing into these zones, it's unlikely that any buying a dip is going to work, because people do buy the dip. That's why price does stall, but you've got more selling pressure that outweighs the buy the dippers. Seen that German 40 3 times in the last week, and that's what really these are the periods you've got to weather through. That it's heavily manipulated in the last week with tariff news, CPI, PPI, Trump firing power bullshit rumors getting leaked. Last week as well, what we saw was another example of institutional behavior with a currency, where we saw a very one-sided move in the Asian session ahead of Aussie interest rates. They've engineered this move, created demand, get retail people happy to buy higher prices in anticipation of a interest rate cut coming out of Australia. The news comes out. Unfortunately, they held. So price, as soon as it pushes down, it corrects this move. And because of the nature of that news, it overcorrects. It overcorrects all the way down into another better demand zone, which then the institutions are very happy to buy from, because they basically accumulated all across here, long accumulation, drove price up, transferred the risk to people willing to buy off of them in the idea of FOMO, that, oh, I better get in now, because if interest rates are cut tomorrow, price is going to skyrocket and I'm going to be left missing out. So they're happy to buy at a higher price. So they've created demand, and you've got a willing buyer up here that's buying in anticipation that price is going to go even higher. And what that does is basically just open the door for this accumulation, for them to have transferred the risk to people at a higher price. They're out of it. News comes in, low chance that it was going to hold, but they did. So the institutions didn't have to wear any of that risk. Price shot down, a little bit of accumulation, likely from people thinking this is support and could buy from here, and then price broke down, very clean move straight down into this previous demand area, where then institutions, they still know that Aussie is weak fundamentally. All it does is kick the can down the road. They're happy to buy from this lower demand area, and you would have been paying dividends from buying that area. That's why I said, I said the swing trades that I put in from here, they're still very valid, but what we've got is we've just come down to this area. So I hope you guys capitalized, because that was a very, very nice trade. If you guys kept the faith with it. But understandably, if you didn't keep the faith, swing trades, I know if you guys are more watching these scalping sessions, I know that patience is probably not something that you guys are comfortable with, holding trades with uncertain outcome. I know that being in and out of the trade in the same session is a bit more comfortable, feeling of control. There's a different mindset swing trading, but so probably not many people held on to it. But it was, if you did, then well done, because it was a very nice move. Aussie as well, Aussie Kiwi pushed up exactly where we wanted it to go to the orange lines. So during the time that interest rate cuts, price gave you the entries, and then didn't give me much of a pullback. So I wasn't able to get in on decent size. The first position was able to get in, and then it just never gave a chance to actually scale in. Just went straight up. What's this? So Michael finally got the short targeting London open, but missed my TP, was asleep. Oh, woke up, drawdown, pissed off. Yeah, man, I was pretty dirty yesterday, because I was in a trade as well, 2 trades on Dow yesterday, and not Dow, Dow and Nas. Price had already wicked down, came back up, came down, and I actually entered a buy around here somewhere, and price did push up, and I got about halfway. My target was my target was here. Where was my target? It's kind of mess. I'm getting confused with Dow, but the target was definitely in this area underneath this consolidation, and the entry was literally about something like that, maybe a little bit lower, actually, something like that. And this move up got, once it hit my entry, it actually got pretty close to 1-to-1. From here to here, and it's kind of this triggered near the end of this 30-minute candle, and the first 5 minutes it basically went up. So I was after just 5 minutes in the trade, I didn't think I would need to manage it. Just literally about maybe 10 minutes that I was in the trade for, and then just saw it just go just straight down on that White House news, and then just rebounded. Just absolutely pissed me off, man. So after the London session, and then backing it up with a New York session that just did this other sort of smash and grab ambush, I had to go for a run. Very, very annoying. And then Dow did the same thing. Just dropped down. Had two positions on this one as well. But rumors, he's going to fire Powell. He's going to fire Powell on Friday. And then Trump comes out, I'm not firing Powell. So where do they get these rumors from, man? It's not. I understand that the news is just a cover. Nothing to do with the news. It's purely just they were looking to force liquidation. So the only way institutions can buy or sell is by creating either demand or forcing it. So you can imagine how many stops were run underneath here. Forced selling so institutions can buy up low. And the way she went, man. Anyway, I've got just finishing some stuff to explain this as a webinar format for you guys. Takes, but I think I'm not sure if you guys appreciate how long it takes to edit up. Like rather than just going ad lib and then just run a webinar and then just sort of talk, to actually create slides and content and stuff like that, man, you underestimate how long it takes. It takes literally hours and hours of preparation. Especially to get it concise. I mean, we don't want hour-long videos, do we? Anywho, let's talk about today. So, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? Huh?
Maybe still to buy.
Maybe. Let's have a look where some levels are. I've got an intruder on my desk. Okay. So no joke level up here. Morning, Sarah. Okay, so yeah, got no joke level. We've got about 50% of London. Got some New York wicks. Got a London high from Tuesday. Prices at the moment pushing down. We need to see what they're going to do, man. Is manipulation going to happen again today? Are we going to have a one-sided move? So this level kind of stands out. Let's see. Asia was bullish. Asia was bullish. We're oversold in the stocky. Pre-London was bullish. Now we're getting back into these areas. Where's the hour zones? So we've got the demand down here. Try to push above. This level is looking good. Trying to break above that level would be nice. We're a bit overbought in the stocky, unfortunately. Sadie, how am I meant to trade? Or have you been a monkey? There's about 90 pips between that zone. What's the excuse today for them to move price? CPI? Retail sales? Some other headline? So we've got 5 minutes before the open. What's the stocks doing? Stocks gave us nothing yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait to see with the open. Moment, we've just had a pretty fast rally, and we're selling into that. So the rally started from got the Asia consolidation. People bought this, no doubt. People bought this high. So price coming back down. We've got areas of demand. Let me just turn these candles off. So definitely this run up created demand. People probably buying the dip, probably getting rinsed now. People bought here, thinking price is going to the moon. People are pretty shitty at the charts right now, in panic. Price is coming down. They're going to get squeezed, and then prices once they've finished squeezing them, price is going to bounce. So we've got an area. We do have this consolidation across here. We've got another little area below that. The overall trend is higher because of the, because we're very, when we look at this, we can't deny that we're in a structurally very bullish market. We're at the top of a bit of a range where people are getting squeezed, so price could come a little bit lower. So let's see, maybe there's going to be some forced selling, maybe, yeah, probably could. There will be buys today, but I'll be very careful buying the dip here at the moment. I think I'd want to wait to see this slowing down. Otherwise, it looks like, yeah, let's just see what London's going to do. But at the moment, there's a lot of people in pain, most likely, from this move up, this move down. So a minute and a half to the open, and then we'll get some clarity. Okay, so patient children. So Frankfurt open was this candle. This was Frankfurt. So we're already below Frankfurt open. So London started a few seconds early. This is London open already. Oof. Yeah, man. Look at that. Jesus, man. So I'm saying this is London. That was London getting started. Not sure if it's coincidence, but after a day like yesterday, the numbers are always low the next day trading. Oh, where's my indicator? What happened to it? Favorite zone for long is NY 50% from yesterday. So that's around this level. Oh, and a bit lower. Oh, 50% like the yellow level. 24.86. Is that what you're looking at? Long way away, yeah. All right, see what London's going to do here. So kind of retested the London Open. Is it going to drop? Or we just come back to retest the Open? I think something closing underneath the Open. Facilitate more downside, but we'll have to see.
What time will the camera?
7-ish.
Back by then?
Let's say so.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Looks like it's pretty bullish at the moment. That big move up, 46 pips in the first minute. Like they did a little sweep here. Price pushed up, came back, reloaded. So I think the trade for me at the moment, I'm cautious on the longs just yet. But to me, it looks more bullish. But if we are able to break underneath this support, then I think Asia low. There's a good chance, I think, if they can push down underneath here. Given.
Hi everyone.
Hey Danny. Hey, I sent you an email yesterday. I thought we were on for a session. Did you see it?
Well, you lost the plot, have you, mate?
Yeah, I must have.
I sent you a reply back.
I didn't receive anything.
I promise you I did.
Oh, okay. That's all good, mate. I didn't see it.
I was back and forth from the farm, and then I wasn't quite sure where I'll be, and look for probably next week.
Oh, okay. That's all good, man. That's all good. I was doing stuff, so
I wonder why you didn't get my reply.
yeah, no, I'll check it. I'll check it out. What my phone has been doing is so like when I sent the Zoom and I started it everything, but then I was doing stuff while I was waiting, and my computer It does it again, but it's sat on do not disturb mode. As soon as I go into like a meeting or something like that, and what it does is it communicates with my phone, and it just blocks all, like, it stops people from calling me, it stops notifications, and then like I'll just get carried away doing stuff, working, and then when it was only when I was like, I thought, oh, okay, you're not coming, and then I finished up what I was doing, turned everything off, and then I just get like a whole bunch of notifications and emails and missed calls and stuff. But so I'd say it's just got lost in that period where I was working and just didn't get any notifications. So people try to call me and they say just go straight to voicemail, and I was like, my phone's been on, literally next to me, but nothing came through.
So you don't know if you got the email or not.
I'll check. I got pretty busy yesterday, so it was just.
Now, can you let me know if you did, please? Make sure I got the shit right.
Yeah, no worries, I will.
Thank you.
Okay. Alrighty, so see if we can break underneath this London low. Break under London low. I think we can target Asia consolidation. Or if this support is holding, see this first part of the day. Just remember, 7 minutes into the session, it's choppy as. I'd like to see a clean break lower. If we get a clean break lower, barring any fake out, I think we've got downside to Asia. Come on. Just drop through. Well, it's stalling here, which is not a good sign. Not a good sign for it to break if it's stalling where they opened. It's a sign of that something's building one way or another. But if we can get a solid breakdown, then I think it should just be fairly smooth, at least to a decent support area. Just break underneath these wicks. That'll be the tell. But if it's just stalling here, then it's probably going to have to make another pass above. Let's see, this is going to be the one. How the stocks open up some. It looks probably a mixed bag. Okay, well, looks like we're testing here. Oh yeah, drop. Come on, keep going. Okay, it's a good drop so far. Down a bar and a fake out. See if we can continue to wipe this out all the way down. Another 30 pips, another 26 pips. Down to where Asia kind of started. This could be the force. Look at this yellow area again. Or fake out and show some strength. If we show some strength, then I feel like this could be the low. But at the moment, no buys, just sells at the moment. Got some divergence here as well on the ones in this little area. Okay, now's the time. If it's going to drop from around about this area, if it's going to drop. Okay, now showing some strength here. Okay, come on. Down we go. Oh, it's just building at the moment. So no real clear indication. Prices. This is where London Open, more or less. That's still around the open. Still making lower highs, lower lows, though. Still, so we'll see. I don't think there's a clear indication just yet. Did anyone go long? Was anyone short? It's looking.
No, I'm flat.
Flat. Went long out of there. Yeah, it's looking. This wick is looking interesting, like from oversold, kind of divergence as well on the 3 minutes. I think if it's not entirely clear for me enough to actually go in, but I think what I'll look at is if we're back underneath here again, as long as it stays more or less where it is. If it breaks the high, I'll cancel this, but I think there's a chance for something like this if it's breaking underneath this area.
Are you short?
No.
Hayden?
No, it's just the idea I'm just giving. I'm not short on that anything.
When you said I'll cancel this, I thought you might have been short.
Oh, I mean, like I'll kill that idea.
Thoughts?
It's just
if
price can maintain sort of this, it's looking a bit too bullish for me to want to do this. But I was thinking like London opened here, and it pushed up, kind of dragged some buyers in. We did push down and make a low. We had divergence, so maybe some people jumped in for sells. So is it squeezing those sellers now that it's got them? And is it looking for like maybe the sells? If it's bullish from here, then it's likely it's going to try run some stops up here. So this could be, if it is running up here, then I'd be looking at some level to the left where price could probably go to. So I could flip it. I don't have a firm bias, but pushing up here, if it's kind of pushing back down, because I do like that idea of this Asian liquidity sat here. So I do think if price, it's looking too strong, actually. So I'll cancel that pending order for now. Well, it wasn't a pending order, it's just an idea that if it was, if this was just a little fake out and it was looking to run the low again, I thought we could make another lower low. Could probably still do that from here. Now that it's sort of taken London high and we've got a little bit of liquidity sat here. So actually it's probably still valid if it does come back down. If we are showing some sort of weakness, then I potentially could take it back down. Happy to let the first like half hour go by as well without making a judgment, just to see where London's going to go. But I do. So let's just invert this chart. Let's just see if my eyes are. So I do like the idea of trading in this zone right here as well, but it has to break through this level. This is an inverted chart, just bear in mind. So this means it'll be bullish if it goes down. Kind of looking like it wants to go. I'm going to take a fly on the buy. So I'm going to see if it can trade up through this level to this next level. Just what I want to see is it break. I want to see it break the high and then retest. So I'm not in anything just yet, but I want to see it. I want to see it push up and then buy into that strength. Okay, so nothing yet, but I'm thinking that if this London low, because if we can consolidate, sort of have like it looks fairly strong. This being London open, kind of manipulated the lows, and now it's pushed up. I'm very interested to see what it does now. Because there's going to be a bunch of stuff up here that I think it can run up into that area. But Asia liquidity sat here as well, so this is also a line in the sand for me with that move. So if it does fail, comes back down, I think we can run this low. And then it can be something closer akin to this. So keeping an open mind on direction, because it's not entirely clear. I mean, from the way that New York reacted yesterday, like we had aggressive buying from London yesterday, and then we had this move down, and then we've got aggressive buying again. I would say it's more likely to want to continue higher. It's just how we get into that. Like, is that the low? Okay, so if I see like a fairly fast candle, I think I'll jump into it. Yeah, so I think if we can push up into this area, finally clear the zone, maybe a little bit of resistance, but potentially see how this 30-minute candle can close. The 30-minute candle can close like so. Then I think it will spell some pretty nice buys up to this area. Okay, so we've got the pricing now. Siemens, oh man, Siemens gapped up big time. SAP is up as well. I know it doesn't mean a lot, but at least it looks promising for upside. Just need to clear this area. If we can start to run these stops, we can start to run the liquidity above here, then I'm sure there'll be like we'll have some more room to run. Let's see. Let's see if this holds. If this can hold this little support, I think that I'll tell you when I execute. So I'll see if this holds. If this can sort of bounce around, if it sort of breaks this again, then I'll sit tight for a bit longer. But if it can hold, then I think anticipating it to break the high and then push into this, we can start to see it accelerate and grind higher. Okay, I'm gonna go in for a buy. Just gonna go test the position first. So lower risk at the moment. And I'll try scale into it in strength. So like entered, and then if I can push higher, I'll add size to it. I'll add like half the position I've already run on it to try scale in like another 50% of what I'm already in, and that way I can actually just minimize how much like if it comes back to the first entry, I can actually minimize the damage. So at the moment it's looking promising for upside. Grinding away here. Stochastic worked off the overbought just a little bit on the fast stocky. It held the support, made a high. We've kind of got this area here now. I do think there's probably sells coming at some stage, but at least let them run these highs a bit. And it's looking like we've got some decent little levels above here. So taking the Frankfurt high now. So a little bit of rejections up here. But I think if we can show strength into that area, maybe if what candles are going to close, 5-minute candle. Candle might close something like this. I think we can just do whip fill and break the highs and continue. That sell idea, cancel that sell idea. That sell idea is kind of kaput for now. Come on, push. Little overbought on the stocky. But we did pull back nicely. Just show some strength. Just push up to that green, at least that green line. Okay, nice one. Now she's running. Going long? Yeah, me too now. So, getting close to 1-to-1. Oh, very nice, man. Very nice. Alright, see if we can just push all the way up now. Nearly running 50 pips. Cool. So now, if we can just push up another 40 pips, it'll be very good. Just keep on going all the way up to here. If you've gone full risk from the first position and you're up 1-to-1 already, you will be up above 1-to-1, or depending on your stop. If you had a bad day yesterday, just secure something because it's so important to get that confidence back. This price could reject a little bit here, and if you're already low on confidence and it comes back to your entry, it's just not a great place to be in. If you're doing well for the week and you're willing to let it ride, obviously bring your stops up to break even is going to probably result in a break even. So it's kind of disappointing. But if you're low on confidence from yesterday was a tough day. maybe it wasn't, but for me it was a tough day. So it's important to get a win under, like just get back on the horse with a win. You don't want to see something go up 1-1, feel like, and then let it come back, and then you feel like I was greedy, trying to make back yesterday's losses, etc. Just put yesterday behind you, get a win again, and then you start that winning streak again. Okay. So who took the longs, guys? Who took the longs?
I took it and covered.
Yep, beautiful. Nish took it. Awesome. Thank you. Very good, Nish. Very nice. Yesterday's an expensive day for me. Maddie's 21st. Holy man. 21 years old. Yeah, so I think it's a good idea to have covered. Do you understand like the idea of having like a dynamic style of management, pending confidence, pending how you're doing for the week, pending how you start the week? So I start the week conservative, just get some wins under the belt, get some profit for the week to trade. Taking a loss is never easy. Okay, so yesterday, as much as, even though Monday was pretty sound, Tuesday was pretty sound, the Aussie Kiwi swing trades, Euro Aussie swing trades, they were all good. Just the nature of losing yesterday was pretty brutal. Pretty brutal to sort of just feel like you got the bias, because you do feel like there's a bit of a disconnect with how you read the market. But then New York session, just that sort of ambush tactics, kind of felt like something like that would happen. And I was thinking, should I just put a buy order underneath, like basically put a buy order where my stop loss was? I was considering that, but then I thought, man, I actually have had quite a lot of misses where prices got so close to my entry, but just never triggered it. So, and there was a nice 30-minute demand zone for Dow Jones, but just to get taken out like that and have like 2 losing sessions in a row, London session followed by New York session, pretty brutal way to give back profits on a Wednesday. Even though I'm still up for the week, it still hurts, and I was still fairly dirty at the markets yesterday, enough that I had to just take a break and go for a run, do some research, put some slides together for you guys, just to try to like explain these moves, and partly for me to explain these moves again, but always look to go over the basics. Hopefully I can record the video in one shot today, but it takes ages to get this stuff together. But I've got the diagrams together, I've got the slides together. Still brutal. So I wanted to make sure coming in today, I don't want to have Wednesday losing day, Thursday losing day. So today was go back to that kind of dynamic style of managing trades, that go lower risk if you need, cover the trade if you need, just to get that win back. So you never want to start to me, the 2 losing sessions is that's not a great place to be in. So it's important that I didn't make it 3 losing sessions. So hence why I was a bit more cautious taking a trade today. Okay, but see, like this, does it make sense, this move? That's the main thing, guys. Does it make sense, the buys? Like, it was a bit uncertain at the open. We had a run up, and we had a big run up. We had price pull back. We took out the Frankfurt Open. Frankfurt Open pushed up and then sold off. We had London Open. They opened a minute beforehand because you saw the volatility. Price wicked up just initially into this area. Price came back down, consolidated a little bit, oversold on the stocky, got some divergence. We wicked down lower. It was whether we could get comfortable underneath the London Open, or if this was just accumulating positions, and then what we saw was some buys run up, and then we've got the high here that they're going to run some stops. So price running up here, why price rejected here, why this is a trade, like manage a trade or take some risk off the table or something at this level based on the 4 hour. What you can see is this is the bottom area of some structure. Okay, you see the neckline between the candles. This is that line where price is reacted from. Now this is structure on the way down. This was an area of supply. So you would have had breakout traders taking the break lower. We've got some wicks above here. And then so this area here, if there were breakout sellers, then this would be, if now price is retesting this for the first time back above these wicks since about over a week ago, there's going to be some covering of those breakout sells. Covering those breakout sells means there'll be some like buy positions around here. So it depends on what the London institutions are thinking. If they're thinking to come down and bring it lower, maybe this is an area that they could sell from. Got some diversions here, so we need to be careful because the age of liquidity is still right there. So if we start to see some breakdown of structure, then maybe London is going to come back down. Otherwise, we are overbought. So if we can sort of work off that overbought but hold above here, then we can hopefully see a return. I do want to see 355 hit. 30-minute candle closed. So the 30-minute candle looked pretty strong. At the moment it's kind of just retesting that area. So let's see if this 30-minute candle can flip and then keep on pushing up. So I'm going with the long still. So see what I mean as well. Also, if your management system was, rather than taking some profit, if it was moving to break even, most likely you just get tapped out of these moves. Hence why I didn't move my stop. It's so frustrating. Now though, now that it's sort of tested it once, I don't need to let it hit my stop loss in full. If it's looking like it's breaking down, I can just close this position, close the runner as a mitigated loss. Even though, so I've already taken profit. Would like to see if I can get into this trade to scale in. At the moment, it's a bit risky adding. I don't want to take some profit, leave a runner, add more to this trade, and then have it turn around, just give back those profits so quickly. That's one thing that does piss me off. If we can start pushing higher, I think there will be some scaling opportunities. Just need to let it get comfortable above these highs again.
Not too forward.
Come on, push. What's the news? No real news. So The US dollar's been a bit wild this week. It's just strong again. Yesterday was wild. Look at this. Just complete rubbish, man. This is that, like, just absolutely crazy movement with those power comments. You've got to look through it. It's just noise. It's absolute noise. Looks like crypto as well. Look at XRP. Very nice. Bitcoin. XRP is looking great. Sui needs to run these highs. Sol's doing alright. ETH is going mental.
Hold on. Okay.
So absorbing some sellers here. Really don't want to see it break these lows again. But we're going to get probably close to a potential scaling opportunity here. Anyone still holding longs flat, looking for an entry? What's the situation? You thinking sells maybe? Let me know.
I covered 311 on flat at the moment.
Yeah. Very slow at the moment. This last like 12 minutes kind of hasn't done anything. Kind of reminds me of yesterday that we're just kind of absorbing. Look, remember yesterday around this time, just like getting close to the hour. Where was it? Close to the end of the hour. It was here, up here. Oh, sorry, it's just after the hour. This bit, remember this bit? This was the area I was on, like, I think this was, I don't remember exactly where the sells, where I took the first trade was a mitigated loss. I can't remember where the second sell was, but see how I like to absorb this pressure? Had to work off these overbought conditions. Price just came back down. So I'm kind of thinking that same thing is happening right now. It's like we're starting to move. I can see it's starting to creep up. Made a whoopsie on C Trader. Now I'm out. Didn't realize what the double button does. Yeah, the C Trader takes a bit of getting used to. It moves the entry. Oh, does it? Oh, okay. Well, oh no. Does it give you an average price of the entries? That's what it shows you, rather than showing two entries. I think that was something that I had an issue with it. That I say like I buy here, and let's say I buy here, it just gives me the average line rather than showing that I've got two entries. I think there's a way you can I think there's a setting to not aggregate the entries. Yeah, a bit scary when it does that. I've done some, like, So I think C traders. Sorry, not C trader. C trader's good, but I felt more comfortable with MetaTrader because even when I'm on Tradingview, when I've put a order in, when I tried it once, thought, oh, this would be easy, just trade from the chart I'm looking at rather than having multiple screens. I put the trade on Tradingview, but then I couldn't work out how to scale out. So what I saw a reverse position. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I'll just reverse. It was like it's just I put the buy in. Now I want to reverse it. So maybe I thought that reverse button was scale out. So I clicked the reverse button, and all it did was close my buy and then put me immediately into a sell, which I didn't want. Yeah. I mean, it's not like back then when I'm testing it out. It's not so much about, I wasn't scared about how much money to lose. I was more, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to sell, and I wanted to stay in my buy order. Okay, so coming back to test the entry again. So you got a triple wick area. So this little zone, kind of need this one to hold. I think if we can hold from here, then I think there's going to be a scaling opportunity. If it can hold and it can be breaking above, this will be a scaling, like above here. If this doesn't hold, then there's no scaling. Not yet, anyway. Okay, kind of got a fair value gap as well. Let's see, it's kind of make or break. So if it's breaking through here, it doesn't spell good news for the runner. Come on. Okay, push.
Do you scale in, Hayden?
It's just my runner entry here. I'm looking for it to show some strength and get back above these guys. So I thought there would be a reaction at this point. So I want to add more weight to it. If this is just letting the pullback happen, I mean, it's not a bad place to enter if you believe it's going up. Like, this is the best place to enter. It's also a great place to enter. That if it does break down, it could be a pretty quick loss. So it's a high risk, high reward area to buy from here. But because I've already got an entry from this level, I don't want to add anything, because if it does break, yeah, it could easily push down. But if this is just a fake out and then we are pushing up, then I'd like to see if it could run this level again and then push up to the my higher time frame target. I'm just well aware that Asia low is still untested, so that's why I was enter here, take profit here, leave the runner to see if we can get continuation. But if it just drives down, then the runner will close out. Will still be a positive trade overall up, but I'd like to see if we can keep going with that trend.
Thank you.
What are you guys thinking? Very quiet, guys.
I'm on the sidelines. I covered at 311.
Yeah, nice. See another high coming, Adelaide. New hour candle coming up soon. This hour candle's kind of looking like a rejection now. This one.
Dan.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. Just wondering, like, why are we like, we are looking for long because we have taken all the liquidity in the higher time frame. Like, if you go to the 4 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and if you can see, we have already taken the liquidity as all the wicks have been taken down.
Yep.
And so instead of like where we have the base now, yeah, where you have market that
This level here.
I try to around this mark.
Yeah.
We have taken all the liquidity from here.
Mm-hmm.
So shouldn't be looking for a short from here to going down because there is sort of I don't understand like why because this liquidity already has been taken. This already been taken.
Yeah.
So do you think the market will rally up all the way to this area?
Um, because it's structurally bullish, if we are
Oh,
continue making higher highs, higher lows, I think we can continue
mhm.
to finish that job. For the sell idea I had at the start was that if we're trading back below this London open, then to me that would be a real warning sign, because then you're right, we have taken a lot of liquidity from those wicks and we've still got Asia liquidity sat here. So
Yeah,
at the moment I don't want to fight momentum, because momentum can be
yeah,
such a pain to fight. But if it is continuing to look to break down, um, then yeah, I think we could look for those sells.
yeah.
Uh,
It'll
I,
bring it down.
yeah, I don't like to flip my bias too much between what I'm looking for, as in looking for buys, looking for sells.
Yeah, but even on the daily time frame as well, the like structure is bit bullish, but it's if you see that it have it just reached retesting that FVG.
Mm-hmm.
If, yeah, that
Yeah,
around
there's
on the
a
daily time frame.
there's a resistance
Yeah,
here as well that actually, like this line that I drew for the 4 hour,
yeah,
it actually lines
yeah.
up with this to the
That's
left
what.
here as well.
Yeah, yeah. So it might be just going down. Yeah, that's what I think. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's sound. So then it's to plan the entry. Then what we've got is we're getting a bit oversold here. But if you think it's going down, we've got this little zone which broke now, because this was the support, but now that it got broken, now
yeah,
if we can, as long as this one doesn't get violated, it's kind of taking out the fair value gap now. So like if it was pushing bullish, then I'd say that I think there's a good chance it just continues going a bit higher. But it is, you're right, it's looking like my run is going to get stopped out very soon.
yeah,
But it's looking like it's going for this lower liquidity now, and London just did a buy into that. So if you think it's going down now, I think there'll be like little reflexive corrections, but then
yeah,
to look for it just to keep selling into this weakness.
yeah. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let's see what they do at this London area.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because that the initial idea was if we got comfortable under London low, was to target this grey area. So London's either going
Yeah,
to defend here,
yeah,
either going to defend that low, or it's going to dump right through it.
yeah. It will break through, and then if it retests, then we can enter short. I think that's the best way
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to take out these Asian lows.
yeah, sound idea. So the hour now is looking like a full reversal candle. They got Asia to come.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it really did react off of that. So that was all she wrote. So still a good trade, but that was it, man. Now down to Asia. So I think it's good trade management. Good trade management. So that was it.
So what's the plan now, Hayden, for you? Is it shorts?
I could probably get around it. So I think I need to see. I guess definitely
Pull
started.
back.
Started picking up momentum down here. It's underneath the London. Well, it's not quite underneath the
Open.
London low. So I guess any sort of pullback could be a selling opportunity. But I mean, I'm not going to jump into sells just yet because the same thing that it could be just that sort of double-sided manipulation. So because they bought here, so think about it like yesterday's move. I'm not selling yet at the moment. I'm actually still more keen for the buys. But it reminds me of this kind of thing, but in a much shorter time period. That London were happy to buy from the open here, and price rallied all the way up, hit a level,
Yeah.
and then it just went all the way back to the London Open, but then they bought it up again. So to me, there's a good chance that this is still what's happening. So I think a bit risky, but I think I'm gonna attempt one more buy before I take a sell.
Right.
Okay, so just gonna risk a little bit of the profits. So I just want to see if buyers show up first, but I'm more looking for a buy first, just because it's still underneath the London area. So I'll go for like 2 minutes or something. Little rejection candle. See if it breaks this low, then I think it's going to go lower. Otherwise, see if it does retest London Open again. The truth is going to tell me whether it wants to go lower. I'm still.
Did you already get filled, Hayden?
No. I'm not yet. Just sort of seeing if we can see. Actually, I'm gonna buy now, guys. I'm gonna buy now, and I'm gonna target at least. So I'm in. I'm gonna target at least this area right here. So it's nearly there. This is now, once it hits this, because this is a bit fast move. So I'm just gonna, I was about to scale out, but it just bounced back on me. Okay, because this is the problem area right there. But if it can break above here again, then I think London just bought again. They bought, scaled out, price came back down, they bought again. If price can be traded above these areas, then I think we can actually just continue this momentum higher. But we kind of need this to hold. It could pull back a bit, but it needs to hold. Otherwise, if it's pressuring this low again, then I'll look for sells. But first time touch back at the London Open, to me, is more of a chance for a bounce. But break into the second time, then I think Asia low. So my sells now will be confirmed if we're breaking underneath here. Then I think we can fill Asia. But at the moment, I'm still happy to hold that bullish bias, given that London already bought at the start. But I kind of it happened too quickly. Like this was literally in that same minute when I bought, price was up 13 pips. Just failed to close some. Now price is kind of back at the entry again. But if we're breaking down, then the buyers are in trouble. But if we can hold up here, then that'll be good. Okay, come on, push. Little inside candle. Come on. Need it to fill this wick. Okay, so I'm going to scale out now. Okay, scaled out. Nearly 1-to-1. Think it can come back lower and retest this. So I'm just going to leave my stops where it is. But I've got to, yeah. Because this is a danger area. But nothing can hurt me from this trade. But if it's coming down and it's breaking these lows, then I can then look for the sell. To because if it's retest, if it's just rejecting this area now and now coming down, then I think we've got enough of a trend started. And then if you were looking for sells, that's why after some clean candles like so, it's not a good place to jump into sells here. It's better to wait for the pullback to wait for sells. But it's a bit more of confirmation now if it's breaking down. But at least got a bit of a scalp in here. 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes it took.
So you're going into sales now, Hayden, or are you going to wait a bit longer?
No. If it's breaking the low, then I think sells are an option. Like here. If you're thinking sells, then this is not a bad area to sell from. It's just I still wanted to give the buyers one more chance, given that London was bullish, and then it just came all the way back down, and then they look like they bought again. I've seen this plenty of times. So it's only if this is breaking for the third time, the low with Asia liquidity, then I think Asia liquidity is in play. But for me, I'm not going to talk anyone out of taking sells. Of course, the job for me is not to predict the overall moves and how it moves. It's just I'm trying to predict what is a safe move for me to capitalize on, and for me, this is a safe move, safe-ish move. There's always risk, but this is a safe-ish move for me to be able to think that there was going to be enough of a bounce. But if it breaks here and it is breaking down, then I think it makes sense that the probability is if it's breaking the low for the third time, that it will go lower. But just a retest of the London Open at the start, to me, is a bit risky.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we get a sort of rounded top. There could be some sales on offer here. But at the moment, I'm happy just to stick with the buy bias. Did anyone take those buys?
No, I've been a
No, I'm
spectator,
flat.
Okay.
just sitting in front of my computer now. So don't have the opportunity till right now actually to jump in. I've just been out, that's all. But listening.
Sure. So this is the danger area now. So let's see. This is kind of going to really tell us what's going forward. Come up to London, come up to Hong Kong close as well. This kind of zone here. This is where, yeah. So stops. I'll leave it here. I've already secured, so it's going to be a winning trade regardless, even if I give back some on the run-up. This like you can see that at the moment the strength is to the downside, and then it's a slow pullback. But the last few moves have been way stronger to the downside. But it hasn't flushed Asia yet, so I think let's see if this is retesting. I'll make it a hard stop loss if we get a little pullback. Yeah. I'll probably get stopped out, but I'm just going to move the runner now to break even. It's looking more aggressive for downside, breaking out of this channel.
You in a buy, Hayden?
Yeah, I bought it about 7-8 minutes ago over here.
Yep.
So the idea of this one was retesting the London low and had a clean drop down. And after a clean drop, there's quite a good chance that we sort of refill, like we retest that area. So first time touch, it made sense for me to like once it was sort of pushing bullish, jumped in on this one. And then it pushed up. And it happened so quick. It was 1-to-1. I didn't do anything to pull back. Then I was hoping I was going to get back up there. And then it pushed up in this candle. Closed. Closed a good portion of it. More than like closed about 75%. And then pushed up a little bit higher. But then now it's just hanging in there. But if this continues to break down now, like after that little pullback, if it's breaking here, I don't really want to risk holding it. But I'd be happy to still scale in. Not scaling, it wouldn't be scaling. It'll be flat if it stops me out. But if it is showing strength again, then I'd be happy to buy again. But at the moment, kind of we're sort of like just think of like today. This is where we opened for the day. And look where price is. So an hour and 17 minutes in, we're still at the open. So if you treated this as a session, yeah, I'm out. If we treated this as this is the session for London, then London's just been at the moment sort of just rejected the top, like it's very flat. It's very flat, London. Kind of just pushed up, rejected the top. Still got Asia liquidity sat here now. So maybe the sales are going to come in.
Yeah, it looks like it could be.
Yeah. Third time breaking the London low. Asia liquidity. So that buy only lasted. That was my trade. That's my trade for the buys. Got taken out just there. So still going fairly low risk. Still sitting at 1% for the day. Haven't quite made back yesterday. Yesterday was a bit of a disaster for me. Yesterday I was down 2%. So still licking my wounds. Okay. Let's see if we can get a decent little drop here. I think these sells will come in. Nish, did you take sells from this area?
Yes, Aaron.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, you got to back yourself. That's for sure.
I went short.
Went short. Yeah, I'm getting pretty close to loading up a short now. Yeah, man. I think it's. I think if I can fill this will be my idea. That if I can get we've got a little price is slowing down again. We've got this area, but if we kind of get like a rejection candle and coming back down again, then I'm going to take a short, anticipating the Asia low. But I need it to reject here first because this is a very dangerous area with this, and it's still, this is still support from London, so they could still be building the position. So I think we still need to get underneath here. But if this can like, this kind of retested it now. Dangerous, but could I short the FEG? So could I short it from here? It's very dangerous because it's the 1 minute time frame. Like I don't particularly like price action on the 1 minute. Okay, come on. It didn't fill me, but I think if we can break down, then I'll look for the little retest. Otherwise, this is just it. Okay, come back up. Risky. I'm going to attempt a short. Very risky. I'm going to attempt a short here. I'm going to scale out at this point. That point there, which will be 1 to 1. Okay. And then I'm going to see if we can run Asia low. But I'm in a sell. Not yet. Kind of just wanted to take us. I'll take a sell underneath these candles. I'm going to put a sell stop about 7 pips under price. I just don't want to get caught on this bounce. So I'm gonna. This is exactly how I'm going to set this up. Breaking this low again. Hopefully it just doesn't wick down. Be annoying, but this is going to be the idea. So breaking these lows. To me, it's a bit dangerous, man, because of the still above the London lows. So to me, it's very dangerous.
Do you get filled, Hayden?
No, not yet. If this one breaks the low, then I will be. Okay. All right, I'm in. Wish us luck. So break this low. Breaking underneath here. There's like I am a little concerned about that area. Oh, very nice. Oh man, yeah. Okay, that's the area right here that I was concerned about. This bit. That's what I drew. Just because of this like triple wick formation before the run. These 3 candles that went sideways before we pushed up. Top of Asia high. Should be about 11 pips in profit. Oh, yeah, because of the spread. 13 pips. Nice, man. Okay, secure some. Yeah, secured. 1-to-1. Basically, not quite 1-to-1. There was only about half to 1, but secured anyway. This is the area that I'm very worried about. So I took some profits at that point. I guess stops at break even now because I'm worried about the sells. So good work, Nish. You planted that idea in my mind, but I had to wait for the second retest of the London Open before I was comfortable. But still, yeah, very, very nice, man. TPs, yeah, man, that's a good zone. This one, take out this London low, like this little, like you can see it in the lower time frames, this little area of demand where price accumulated and then pushed. I'm leaving a runner because I want to see Asia low hit, but I moved my stops to break even. Well, that was a quick little move, man. That pushed me up to only went a little less risk, but now I'm sat at 1.3% for the day. Kind of grinding back yesterday's disaster. Yeah, it's got to be quick, man. It's got to be super quick. That was 2 minutes. Just dropped down, hit that area of demand, came back up now, closed me out, closed the runner. Anyway, that's I think that's the scalping session done. Kind of tired now after that, but pretty good. Got this little recap. So 3 trades, got the buy. Didn't quite hit the upper target, but got the buys up here. Then secured, and price came back down, sort of bounced around a bunch. Then it eventually closed the runner out. Took another buy off the London lows. Price came back up just to hit this little area, and then took the sell just to break underneath the London low, just to that area of demand from the pre-London low and the Asia high. Just couldn't get any continuation, so every single runner got stopped out. But that's fine. This is why it wasn't Wasn't a massive day, but it was a good day regardless, I think. So, I don't know, let me know what you think, guys.
I had 2 trades, 2 winners.
Two trades, 2 winners, perfect. Had a good day, but we'll not be doing the double action C trader. Yeah, man, that's got your 2% back. Nice, Nish. Very good. Yeah, yeah. Just no continuation. So kind of, yeah. It was still like again, like right now, an hour and a half in. This was the open, and this is where price is. So it's just one of those days, man. But we navigated it. But we're back at the open again. So maybe this is the liquidity grab. But anyway, I'm done with the scalping session. Okay, so was that 2% from yesterday, Nish? That you got that back today? You lost yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yesterday was a disaster. But I think
Yeah.
the learning, aside from the emotional loss, the emotion of losing in this manner, the learnings from it is when you spot this. Like yesterday, I was like, what I was pleased was when this, like I didn't fight it. It was against. It took some losses. It was just moving in a manner that I wasn't used to. So I just walked away. You know, it's frustrating as hell. But old me would have chased. Would have really just
Yeah,
tried
I
to.
tried to chase it yesterday very badly.
Right.
Even around this zone, I tried to sell one more time. Sorry for my painting, but
Yeah.
I tried to sell, and yeah, it took my stop loss here, and then it went all the way down.
Oh man, it's so annoying these days. So,
Yeah,
but it's not as, we don't usually see it as frequent like this. But when it has grinded like so, when it pumps,
yeah,
the dump's coming. It just needs a trigger. So the learning. I've got the. Let me try and get the webinar done. Both webinars done for you guys. I'll put it in the Google Drive, but it'll explain sort of these mechanics. It can be incredibly frustrating, and it's so frustrating that unless you've got a real passion to trade, you can have these days. If you've got a couple of days like this, back to back, or we've seen 3 of these days in the last week. You could just walk away. You could easily just get so frustrated that you need some time away from the charts, because it is frustrating. I get it, but we need to just recognize it and move on from it. So if it's not your day, it's not your day. These days are going to happen, but trying to plan for these days every day, you're going to miss a lot of trades, and there's missed opportunity. So I think we need to treat it as a business cost. We need to expose ourselves to the risk, knowing that if we follow our edge, we make money over time. But you're going to have like a week like this where it's just so bloody frustrating. So yeah, man.
yeah,
Just gotta roll with the punches, don't we? We're gonna get punched in the face when we go into a fight with the market, but we need to get a few more jabs in there for us. All right, I'm gonna scoot, guys. Oh yeah, sorry, Sarah. Yeah, driving and trading, especially in the UK, the reception sucks. Okay. Anyway, we're kind of, London's just back where it opened. So I think the idea is now that we've tested Asia, if we're showing strength back up here again, especially above this green line, I really think we can actually finish the job up here. But my day's done. I need to. At some stage, we get decision fatigue. So I know
Yeah.
I'm not fresh
And
at the
real
moment.
moves, do you think real moves like massive moves comes after 9:30 your time?
I think the first hour and a half to 2 hours is a lot of just positioning. And then once they've got
Yeah.
their position, I think from 10 o'clock till 12 o'clock lunchtime,
Yeah.
before New York session pre-market starts, I think that's when the
Yeah.
smooth move can work. Just depends on how
Mm.
they position. If they position themselves for sells, I think from now, from 10-ish, 10:15, that direction can be the true direction for at least a couple hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how they're positioned. But at the moment, they've kind of run the stops above. They've come back. I think they potentially have been accumulating at these levels. I don't think there was enough time up here for them to really
Yeah.
enter a lot of sells. So
Mm.
to me, I think this is more of a stop run, and then build a bank. I think this. I could be absolutely wrong, especially given a day like yesterday. We could correct a lot of that New York move, but if we are able to hold support and it's pushing above like 10:30, 11 o'clock, I think we could actually go
Yeah.
for a run higher. But if it's breaking
Yeah.
down now, perhaps this was the accumulation, and there is liquidity to this side. Have to see. Have to see in the next 45 minutes where price is going to be, and then create a new plan from that.
And whenever there is like normally like when I was doing backtesting on German, I have noticed one thing was Monday and Tuesday are like one-sided runs. Like it never gives you a pullback.
Right.
Like let's say if it wants to go higher, then it will keep going higher and higher on Monday and Tuesday. So it's like more sort of continuation setups. But if it doesn't do, like let's say if there is a news during the week, then it just goes up and down. If you see the weekly today, so it was just doji candle, like where it started, it's just standing there on the weekly. So from Thursday and Friday, it will give you the real move. So where it wants to go, because it just did the manipulation. So now I think it will go one way. Thursday and Friday, it will give you real moves.
Mm. Yeah, it could, especially now that the biggest news items of the week was CPI and PPI in the US. So now that that's over, there could be we've got a little bit of retail sales and unemployment, but that's not enough. Like the CPI, the inflation news is the big one, and now that there's like a fairly clear run for Thursday and Friday, barring any headline risk, now the move can be much smoother because the amount of positioning before news and transferring that risk to late buyers or sellers is kind of over. So you're right. It could be a fairly smooth run till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hayden.
We're still see it, Danny. We're still.
Can you check that email, please?
Yeah, I had a look when it was a bit dead. I haven't seen anything. I checked. I didn't receive anything.
Shit.
That's all right, man. That's all right. It wasn't a waste of time for me.
No, it just annoys me if I send you emails, you don't get them. I might as well not send them.
No, you're pretty good at replying though, so I knew it must have been you're either busy or something. So that's all good.
Okay, bye everyone.
See you, Danny. See you tomorrow.
Cheers, Danny.
All right, guys. I'm off as well. I need to get off this chair. Look after Maddie. So trade safe, guys. Okay. If you've had a good session or you're spectating, make sure you have a bit of a break as well. We don't get sharper and more energy after a extended period of sitting here. So if you don't see price action now, just wait. Wait a bit. Sometimes the price action that you can recognize hasn't developed yet. All right. So take care. I'll see you
thanks.
tomorrow, guys.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Okay.
See you guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.